Welcome back to the Constant Complete Podcast, featuring myself, Spencer, and my co-host, Matt, with the Neanderthal Gaming TV, and returning from his long and arduous journey, Fistcake.
I made it. I'm here, finally.
How was the season of Ice Road Truckers?
It was okay at best. I really didn't like the ending because it was just kind of boring because they just kind of drove for 20 hours. Or at least the version I saw. I don't know, but
yeah, there's only so much you can really make exciting about a show about driving.
I think everybody missed the point that I was calling him an Ice Road Trucker.
Yeah,
no, I get it. I just didn't know what to do with it. I mean, like, I don't have a truck. I just I try to roll with it as best as I could.
Okay,
I don't even wasn't even a truck. Wasn't on an icy road. I don't know what you wanted me to do with this information.
It snowed on your trip, dude. That's where you got the joke from.
Well, you son of a bitch.
Oh. No, you didn't.
Just off the dome piece.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well, this guy.
Shit. Fucking the dome piece? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, dude.
Right off the Tadoma?
The bone piece.
Okay, and you just changed the whole phrase.
I know. Anyways.
So we're gonna start with what we played this week and what we've done. Fistcake, why don't you start us off?
Well, I played a few games over the last few weeks that I've been dead for. Well, we can start off at the top with Legend of Zelda. Breath of the Wild, not to be confused with any other Legend of Zelda games going on. That game is actually pretty good. I enjoyed it for the most part. The weapon system thing was take or leave it, really. I mean, it didn't really add anything, but didn't distract me a whole lot because by the time I had to worry about weapons, I just was already in another shrine, and I took out a guardian or something and just took all their weapons and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, sick.
No. Sick. Live from New York. It's Saturday night.
He looks so done with our shit.
Yeah, look at that. All right, well. Wait just a second while we reconnect. I don't know if you want to not show his thing just in case it shows up his name and shit. All right, so one moment here while we reconnect.
Hello.
Hey,
Yo.
you're back.
Hey, welcome. I made it again. Well, that's cool. Don't like that one bit. That's very unfortunate.
You just got done talking about getting weapons from Guardians.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, weapons from Guardians. So I never really had to really worry about trying to find a new weapon because I usually had the chance to get them. And I got the Master Sword, which was pretty cool. Does it like automatically level up when you go into dungeons or whatever?
No idea. Never got it.
Oh, okay. Well,
for some reason that far.
For some reason, like out in the world, it has like a base strength of 30. Then when you go into like the dungeons, it has like 60 or something. So I don't know if I just accidentally activated something or if that's an actual thing. I don't.
Maybe you found an activated Master Sword. You never know.
Sweet. Thank God it's activated, not non-activated.
Right. You wouldn't want to have a non-activated Master Sword. That would be ridiculous.
That'd be stupid shit.
It'd just be like a piece of metal.
So, let's see what else about the game. It's a really good game. The only problem I really had with it was the fire land, the volcano area.
Yeah.
I went to the Fireland. I did not have those issues that you had.
Where you just become on fire?
Yeah.
I don't know what you did.
Like you went to the volcano and you didn't get on fire at all?
Nope.
Did you have like a fireproof potion or anything? Or
I think at the beginning I did, but then I just made the armor that makes you fire resistant.
Yeah, well, when you get there, you can buy the armor and whatnot. Well, my thing is, I didn't know there was a fireproof potion because in the rest of the whole land of Hyrule, you have your weather things like, oh, the desert's too hot, put on heat resistant clothes. Oh, the mountains are too cold, put on ice resistant clothes. When you go to the Fireland, you can put on all the heat resistant stuff you want, but you'll turn on fire unless you have a fireproof potion, which I mean, it does make sense because it's like in a volcano area, but it doesn't make sense with like the rest of the world. Like you should be able to put on like heat resistant items or drink your heat resistant potions, and you
But
should
it's
be able to
different.
progress that.
So
Yeah, no,
there's heat
yeah.
resistance and then there's fire resistant.
I'm
Yeah,
such a
apparently.
badass. I ate some chili peppers while I was fighting some people there,
Oh
know what that
wow!
and that
means,
raises
yeah.
your internal
Your
body,
heat.
your temperature.
You just get
Because I
hotter
just
and
don't
hotter.
give a fuck. That's what.
I'll walk around on fire. I don't care.
hmm
But no, like I had to like Google it because I'm like, I mean, everything else has like a natural progression. I have heat resistant stuff on. What the fuck? I'm like, oh, well, you dumbass, you forgot there's a person like 10 miles south who you talk to, and then they'll give you a fireproof potion, and then you drink that to access the volcano area. I'm like, okay, well, fuck you, but fine. So I do that. I get to the city, and they're like, hey, you gotta go find this one guy. He's in this other area. I'm like, all right. I'll just, keep drinking fireproof potions and whatnot, and I'll be golden. I go there, and if you progress too far in there, you become on fire because it requires a second fireproof layer. So you either have to buy a potion and then like wear some kind of armor, or you can wear 2 pieces of armor, which I think I just bought the 2 pieces of armor. And that was also horseshit. Didn't like that one bit. Because it's like the only part in the game that doesn't like,
Conform
it's
to
just
the
not
rest.
natural. Yeah, it's just like, oh, well, we kind of ran out of ideas. So fire, it's a thing now. Watch out. It's,
Yeah,
it's
instead of
not
just
super
heat.
heat resistant. Yeah.
Well, I think I took off my clothes, and then didn't use any wood weapons.
Well, yeah, you learned that. Well, I mean, that's the cool part of the wood thing. You just got to make sure. Yeah, I didn't have any wood stuff on me.
Actually, that's secretly a very, very smart technique. How can you turn on fire if you're completely naked and sweating so much that the outer layer of your skin is just liquid?
Well, you evaporate and then combust.
Well, yeah, but in the meantime, while you're evaporating, you're good.
It's just that easy.
Yeah, you should work at Nintendo, dude.
Right? Yeah, that's what I was
You
thinking.
should. Yeah. At this point, fuck it.
Sure,
But yeah,
Miyamoto
so
would be so hyped for those ideas.
So he's like, we're not doing it. We're doing. Get out of here. Go back to
I
America.
don't know you. I don't know you. Please leave. But I just hear boxes ripping in the background. I'm like, okay, great. Gonna have to edit this out later. So yeah, I mean, other than that, the game was good. I enjoyed the dungeons; they were really fun with how you use the mechanics of the switch sometimes, or sometimes you just move the dungeons yourself in the map. The final boss fight was pretty cool. Not gonna spoil a whole lot, but basically, you can always go to it whenever you want to. But I'm not a hard ass, so I defeated the first 4 dungeons and got that extra help. And the ending is okay unless you go to like all the memory places with Princess Zelda. Apparently, that unlocks an additional ending. But I didn't really care enough at that point. I was too pissed off from the Fireland to give a shit. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to finish this fucking piece of shit,
I mean,
and I'm going out of here.
Beat it really quick.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I
my
put
old-
like 30 or 35 hours into the Switch version, and I'm just at the place. I beat the elephant one,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
and then I went to the fire one. I mean, I'm doing all sorts of other shit. I'm like, "Oh, there's a cave over there. Better go into it." I don't know.
Well, I when I worked on my job back in Illinois, I had basically 8 hours of free time. So I
Right.
mean, that's why I beat it quickly. The week before I had to train somebody, I'm like, fuck it. So I brought the Switch to work and I just played the shit out of Zelda. I'm like, cool, beat
Nice.
it, great. But no, I highly recommend it. I think you should finish it whenever you get the chance, but also take your time and enjoy it because I didn't get the chance to do that, and I feel like I kind of robbed myself out of an experience. But
You
just
can always go back.
everybody,
but
yeah, everybody, if you're listening to this somehow for some reason and you haven't played Legend of Zelda, watch out for Volcano Land. Drink fireproof shit. And as soon as you get fireproof clothes, wear that forever. Otherwise, you're going to hate yourself in the game forever, and that's not fair to anybody.
Right.
So, Legend of Zelda. That was Legend of Zelda. I played some Octopath Traveler.
What'd you think of that?
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't want to get too crazy with mechanics, so I just took the warrior guy who's basically like, hey, you want to fight? Not really. I'm an old man. Cool, we're fighting now. Beat you, old man. Fuck
Oberyn?
you. Okay.
Oberath?
Yeah. Oberyn, something like that. Yeah.
Oberyn, yeah, I think.
Oberyn.
Yeah. Yeah, the O-brand. No, yeah, so I got him, got the dancing lady.
Cool, Primrose.
Dude, her
Yeah.
shit's crazy.
Yeah, her stuff's it's pretty wild.
Yeah, like boost up fucking Oberyn and have him fucking slash everybody to death. Got him, got the thief, and
Thief is cool.
Yeah, he was a
yeah, because you start. Yeah, I was gonna say you started off with the thief, and then I got the potion guy.
No,
Which-
Potion Dude is cool.
Yeah, I really don't give a shit about his like his Y ability because it's like, hey, this is information about this person. I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess.
Is that his inspect or his?
Yeah, inspector or something like that. Yeah,
That's actually incredibly important for a lot of like for finishing out an area's stuff. Him and one other person, they have abilities that allow them to get extra information from people. So it's actually really important to use on certain characters so you can find out how to even finish certain quests. He's offline again. He'll never know what I just told him.
He looks like he doesn't give a shit.
I know.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh, yeah, loving this.
What is this, Into the Veil?
12 minutes into the podcast.
Hi again.
Hey.
Oh, I'm gonna hate this forever. Gotta figure out how to fix this. Sorry, you were talking about the alchemist's ability to inspect and how important it is to finish out areas.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the last thing that I'd said was just that for some quests, you have to use his or one other person's ability to be able to even know, like, to get the additional information you need to finish the quest in some quests.
Yeah, the one that talks to people or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one word. I don't remember what it's called.
I think it's
who has it. Yeah.
inspect
There's
or something
inspect,
like
and
that.
then there's another one where you're like, you talk to them like a human.
Interrogate or something.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. I think he does the talking one, whichever one that's called. Probably infer or something like that. I think it starts.
It
with
might be
IN.
infer.
Yeah.
I'm not
There's
for
two
sure.
people with
Similar abilities.
similar abilities, yeah. That you, and one of them you'll need to do stuff.
But mostly I like his combat abilities where you can like combine materials and make potions out of the
Yeah.
wilderness. Oh, it's
We
fun.
only just started scratching the surface of like what those things can do last time we played, but they're pretty cool. Like sometimes we'll get in a situation where it's like, I know you want to try to let's just put these things together. Oh, that was cool,
Or let's put
That's
these
nice.
things together, and that really sucked.
and that was well, we won't do that again.
He's apparently immune to blind. News to me.
Yeah, no, I think like my thing was like I used like the most powerful versions, which I didn't really need. Like, oh, they got all healed for 2,000 health, and now they're super defending and whatnot. I'm like, well, that's cool, but they only have 500 max, so I just wasted like
Oh yeah,
1,500 healing. But whatever.
yeah, that's unfortunate, but yeah.
So I'm having fun with that. I think I'm headed up to somewhere northeast. I can't remember off the top of my head. So that's a thing. Probably play it some more since I've been Legend of Zelda. Might play that some more. Played a little bit Mario Odyssey. Not trying to get too far ahead of Evie because it's her game, and she. I don't want to like spoil anything for her. So, that's really fun. I enjoy like it's not a deep game. It's very simple, but it is a lot of fun. It's like, oh shit, you go here, you throw your fucking hat at everything, see what they can do, and you use that to beat the land. That's like the entire thing, but it's so fun to see all the cool stuff you can do with new characters.
Yeah, yeah. It's, I feel like with the Mario games, they excel at very simple like to understand like, okay, I already know what I'm supposed to do, and then everything else is just, execution and all that stuff, and it's just fun usually. So
Yeah.
it's something that I think people expect.
Yeah, from Mario, yeah. The math adds up. What else? Oh, we moved in last night for my travel, and the first thing I did was get the Wi-Fi password and download Soul Calibur 6, and I have made Solid Snake, who uses nunchucks. So
Nice.
that's about as far as I got with the game. But there's some crazy shit you can make with just the simple things they have. Like
That's cool.
somebody made a Magikarp guy where basically they just kind of edit the shapes and colors to make it look like Magikarp, and then they get down like on the Volvo stance, or Voldo, not Volvo. That's a car. Oh Jesus! God damn it! But the Volvo stance, like he basically gets on all fours, kind of like crab walks, and that makes it look like a Magikarp with like the fins and the eyes on the side.
Oh, that's cool.
I have to fine tune my snake because he just looks like generic camouflage guy, but I'll worry about that after I've learned some moves with Maxi. Trying to think what else. Yeah, apparently that game's gonna have a season pass. It's gonna have like unlockable arenas and 5 characters, I think. I imagine, like I said before the podcast, I imagine there'll probably be like some new guest characters and probably some old returning characters.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because this is set like around the same timeline as, it's like a retelling of Soul Calibur 2, I guess.
Oh.
Where so like everybody's still alive and nobody's like, there's not 30 characters, which are basically like 20 shadow fighters or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Because I think like Sophidia had like, at least she had her daughter, and I think there was some other one like Soul Calibur 5 or something like that. And then I think Mitsurugi had a shadow fighter or something. It just got too much. It was like 30 characters and 25 of them were basically the same characters. Like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, calm down, Soul Calibur.
What is it, like 1998?
Like I want to play Soul Calibur. I hate Ring Out.
Oh yeah,
I hate it.
yeah,
It's
It
a
is kinda cheap,
trash mechanic.
yeah.
You loved ringing out people in God of War, though.
It's not fun what happens to me though.
I don't want to be at full health and then you pop me up and then I just die and it's Ring Out and you're like, okay, well, I'll never play this again.
Just never do it again. That's fair. Yeah, I know Bring Out's kind of cheap. I wonder if there's any areas that allow you to have like walls and shit. I mean, maybe that'll be like a training area or something, but we'll see.
Yeah, but then like if you want to like play online or whatever,
You're going to end up getting those
like obviously
maps.
Ring Out is built into the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure that now, because I haven't played a Soul Calibur 3, a Soul Calibur game since I think like 3, like really played one. So I'm sure now that there's stuff like moves you can do to try to cancel out and get out of that situation. I mean, I guess you've been playing it. So is there any like can you just pop somebody up if you get the right hit and just knock them out?
Yeah, but I mean, most people usually stay away from the edges to kind of like learn like, oh shit, I need to get out of here. With the 8 directional move, it's a bit easier than it used to be, I think, to kind of stay out of the ring outs, but it's still a possibility. I mean, I've only played the network test, and ring outs rarely happen. Like 1 out of like 10 matches, I would ring out or somebody would ring me out. But
That's not bad.
yeah, but I mean, it's still a thing, and if you don't, look out for it, it can get you, which does suck. So I understand that, but I know it's just a lot of fun. I enjoyed weapon fighting. I enjoy nunchucks.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
was the
wait
main
to
thing.
figure out.
It does the main thing for me in Soul Calibur is the fact that it's a fighting game with weapons, and like exclusively like focusing on it or whatever.
Yeah,
But
so that's a lot of fun. But I think that's pretty much it for me. Now I moved to Seattle. And that's about it. What there's travels and stuff. So
yeah,
that's cool. But what have you guys been up to for the last 100 weeks or so?
Right. Playing a couple of games. A few games.
Monday, did we stream? No.
No, we didn't stream Monday.
On Tuesday, we played the new Jackbox with Rogue Rage Gaming.
Yeah, Coulter and D.
Oh yeah, isn't there like a rap battle in there?
Yeah, there's a rap battle.
Yeah, so
Nice.
the pack itself is kind of weak
Yeah, like
compared to the other ones.
like the 3 games that are even kind of, but the 3 games that are really worth playing are the rap battle one, Patently Stupid, and the You Don't Know Jack is fine, and the Split the Room is fine.
Yeah.
Oh, they brought back a classic. Oh my god.
They did,
Wow.
but then they also they switched it up a bit. I think they tried to, because they were talking about how they were trying to update it and make it more streamable, because the previous You Don't Know Jack versions, like it's not a game.
It's just trivia.
Yeah, it's just trivia. But in this one, it's like it's trivia, but then they purposely like they word everything really confusingly. And so you don't even really understand.
It kind of levels
question.
the playing field.
Yeah, you don't always fully understand the question unless you already like know about the thing and can kind of put it all together real quick. Also, the timer's extremely short. Like we were trying to stream. We played 2 games of it, I think. One at the beginning and then one towards the end, and of when we were on the stream. And Coulter was talking about how he was pretty sure he had put on the extended timers, and it was still like 15 seconds for a question sometimes. And
Jesus.
With any amount of delay on the stream, if you're playing with people who are watching, viewers, they have almost no time to be able to see what the question is on the screen and be able to react to it. So that was a little weird to do. So not really, unless the timer can be longer than that, I don't really see how that's something that's good to stream. But yeah, the rap battle one's really fun. We had a lot of fun with that one, and Patently Stupid was really fun. Those kind of, I feel like, embrace what I think it would be like the best direction for any newer games when it comes to like the whole streaming / group of people thing.
Stuff. And then Split the Room, it's like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it was it was a split.
Oh, you split the rating. Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's basically
Madman.
just like a rework of like,
I don't know. You just try to get people to be in the middle, but then sometimes the prompts are shitty.
and they're like really long.
Yeah, the
Like,
game
they're
is like,
paragraphs.
yeah, it's really, really long.
Like each
Fuck that.
Yeah, and so each person gets their own prompt the first time around. And then and so like each person has their own like paragraph that it reads out, and then they fill in like 1 or 2 blanks within that paragraph, and so like it's like they're giving you these logic puzzles where it's like Caro went to the store and bought 8 grapes or whatever, or like if you went to the store and bought 8 grapes, blah blah, what do you think the price should be? And people are like, I don't think that's a good price,
That's not how that game is at all. Like, that's literally not how that game is.
I tried to like
boy.
save it, and then it went bad.
Not even a little bit.
It's more like you're asking people's opinions on something, and
Basically, so they had one prompt.
yeah,
where
give a good example prompt because I'm having a hard time.
I was going to until you interrupted me.
I was just giving you some boost.
Anyways, so they had one prompt where you're holding your friend from the cliff or whatever, and then you write out what he says to you, and then you have to choose, would you drop him or not? So I don't remember what our prompt was, but the NLSS had one where they're like, he had sex with your fiance. Do you let him drop or do you pull him up? So you try to get 50-50. He's frozen. Fuck.
Oh no. I'm not sure that we can do the whole podcast like this.
Well, we're halfway through.
Yeah. I'm really curious where we left off with that story.
Yo.
Yeah, sorry, I just got so bored with the Jackbox story. I just disconnected for a second. That's what it was. Definitely not my 10-minute long internet connection, apparently. God damn it.
Where did you last hear about?
You were explaining a prompt where basically your friend is on a cliff. You write down what he says, and then you choose whether or not to something
You
or
have
other.
the people decide. So you fill out the prompt, and you're as the prompt filler, you want to split the room. You want 50-50. You want people who will you want like, say you have like 4 people, you want 2 people to drop them, 2 people to pull them up.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's
Like, it's fine.
it's a novel concept.
Yeah.
It's not something that's worth like what I felt like the game took 20 minutes to play.
Yeah, it was long.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And the little like character that they have that talks to you just takes forever.
Yeah.
So that
No.
was dumb. But I mean, and so in comparison to the other like Jackbox Party Pack 3 and 4, there's only 2 like good
Like,
games
yeah,
out of
like-
like 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other ones there's at least like 3 or 4, and then the other one's like, you know, that's fine because the majority of it is fun.
Yeah.
But
It's different games for different people too. I've noticed like not everybody likes the same 3 games or so, but it's usually like 2 or 3 games. Like, oh, you got to get it for these games.
Yeah. And so it's like on one hand I'm like, well, I'm glad that they're really trying to super experiment on some of these games, but there's only so many different ways that you can have a fill in the blank of this to trick your friend or have them go a certain way, you know. Like I wonder like what's Jackbox Party Pack 6 gonna have, you know, Fibbage 4, you know. It's
Just the classics.
yeah, Jackbox Party Pack Classics, that would sell like hotcakes.
Oh, probably.
I think pretty much people who have the Jackbox, it's not like they're gonna be like, I'm gonna buy 2 in like 5. You know what I mean? I think pretty much their customer base will buy.
We'll buy the next one.
Yeah.
It probably has all of them already. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, and then there's the other game that we didn't even play, but it's like not even a question and answer party game. It's like a group fighting game, kinda.
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
use your phone to flick on it
Yeah,
and
we barely
stuff.
know what it is.
Yeah, it's this entirely different genre of game within the party pack. It's like
That one's for in real life.
yeah, probably best for in real life
Oh.
because delay would really screw you up because you have to time things and stuff.
Oh yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, so we didn't play that one at all. But yeah, I mean overall, Jackbox Party Pack 5 it was fun. And then we played. We'll talk about God of War in a bit, but we did play and beat God of War. Well, Matt did. I was there. I was research man.
What did the runes say?
What other games did we play?
Escape from Tarkov.
Oh, we played Escape from Tarkov. So
Yeah.
actually, it's pretty like the gameplay loop's kind of fun. So
Really?
yeah, the way that they have it set up for people who don't know, it's an online game where you get you get put into like a map.
A raid is what they call it.
Okay.
But yeah, like a map.
Yeah, you get put into a raid, and there's other there's other player characters and NPCs called scavs, and you do any number of different tasks. You basically are just trying to survive while also getting items, and certain people will be like, "Hey, get me 5 shotguns from scavs that you've killed," and so you have to like stock up and get those things back to them, the merchants or whatever that you work with, but there's like. The way they do it is your character, if you die, you lose all of your items on you unless you've insured them. So you can
And then
insure-
you only get your insured items back if they're not looted.
yeah. So if you're like any items that aren't looted, you'll get back. Otherwise, you lose it all. And so at first you're thinking, man, what if you put in like a ton of time or something like that on it? But there's so many different guns and like variations and stuff. That it like obviously you're gonna find guns that you prefer over others, and it could be a bummer to lose like a really good gun they've been working on, which I guess is further incentive to be really careful. But because there's so many different other ones, you could eventually just get like a different gun and then try that out. And even if you run out of money, because you have to buy all these things, they have a second mode called scav mode where you go in as one of the scavs, as a player scav. And you get given a random loadout. It could be anything. Sometimes you'll get like a really sick gun, and sometimes you'll get a pistol. I think one of the times that we survived, I had a pistol with like a flashlight on it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. So I used that for a while.
Blind him.
And so basically, even if you lose everything, you have no money to get anything back. You can do a scav run, and then maybe you might get something cool. And you can do a scav run every like 9 to 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they're on a cooldown if they die.
Yeah, if you die, it's on a cooldown. But so if you don't die, you can just go and just do another one right away, right?
I have no idea.
So is it a team deathmatch or battle royale or what kind of?
It's weird, dude, because it's not it's not really a battle royale because like your goal is not to kill people.
Yeah, and there's no
That's not
circle.
like the goal. Your goal is to get loot
yeah.
and complete like quests or whatever. There's other players are there. They can kill you. They killed us.
Oh yeah.
We also had an interaction where one dude, it was dark as hell, can't see shit.
Yeah.
All right. One dude's at the other end of the hall. I'm at the other end of the hall. I'm like, is that a NPC? Because if you're a scav, NPCs don't attack you. You're like part of the same faction. But if you're a player character.
Oh yeah, that was like a down the road. Over, yeah.
So I did a little wiggle. You can lean left and right like Siege. And then he wiggled back. And I was like, all right, dude, got you. And then we had a moment where I'm not going to attack you because all he had was a pistol. All me and Spencer had were pistols. So we're like, all right, well, we'll just go on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have like this silent agreement, you know. Yeah, you can think of it as kind of like there's these areas and you're stuck in this overarching like map, and then you make these excursions and you're just trying to survive and get items and complete quests and then make it back alive. And then if you do that well and you don't die, then you could eventually get to the point where you have really good gear, but then if you do die, you could lose it all. And so, but with the scav runs, then you could just do a scav run, and then you might get something cool. And it kind of like it breaks up the tension of like, man, I just died and I lost that gun, or I potentially lost that gun, because obviously you want to insure it as much as possible, so you don't know if you're getting anything back. But then you'd be like, oh, I'll just do this, and that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember our main contention with the game a long time ago. It's not because of its gameplay or anything. I think it just had some really gross pre-order stuff, like up to like $200 or some shit.
Well, that was the pre-order loot box, where if you pre-ordered it, you might get a key, and then the higher tier of pre-order that you bought raised your percentage chance.
Oh my god.
That's right. Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they don't do that.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore, and we got.
I don't know if
sale.
they ever did it.
Were they just talking about doing it?
Well, no, they had announced it, and then people were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And they're like, "Yo, okay, yeah, that was a mistake."
Sorry, guys, it won't happen again.
But yeah, it's like super Russian. It's like kind of Eurojank stuff, like the menu.
Oh, I imagine with slabs, so
yeah,
kind of gives it away.
Like when you're trying to buy attachments and stuff, because like the attachments and all that stuff is super detailed. So you have to buy a mount for your scope instead of just the scope. Some scopes, like some body frames don't come with a mount area, so you have to buy a frame to replace. And you have do barrels and all sorts of stuff. And it's really it's cool. Like that's a cool feature. But the way that they go about it is awful, because you don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You don't know what you have to buy to make a scope appear. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and it gets even worse because when you're looking at the list of items which change, like the merchants, whatever they're carrying, change semi-recently, and then there's this guy called the Fence where his stuff changes like every 20 minutes. And so even if you're looking at the item, you don't even know by looking at the item what it's compatible with.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, there's this cool looking scope, and you're like, I wonder if it works with my gun, and then maybe you'll get it, and you're like, no, it's not compatible with my gun because it only works with P19 ones, and my gun is an AK type, so obviously it's not going to work, you know. And it's like, and so you have to go online, and they have this. I don't know if it's official, or if like a group of players put together a website where you can test out loadouts. And it has like the list of what's appropriate for the gun when you're testing it out, and so at least that's helpful. But in the game, why don't they just have like the one thing that would fix it for me at least is if they just had clear markers of this is good with this type of thing, and so at least you could see that marker and know, and that would be fine.
Also, you can go like into an attachments menu or whatever, and then like shows your gun in 3D and all the things that you can change. If they just put like a little thing of possible, like things you can add to it there in that screen, it would be infinitely easier.
Yeah, but it as of
none
right
of
now,
that.
Like when you click the little thing, a little drop down on that part of the gun, it just gives you what you have that is compatible that you currently have in your thing. But it would be great if it gave you like what will work in this spot, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
so
not at all.
It's all trial and error. You have no idea. You have no idea before you buy the stuff that is going to work for what you have. You have to look
Well,
at the
you
details.
do if you know guns, but we don't know
Yeah,
guns.
you have to
that
look at the
well.
details and be like, does anyone
Yeah.
here say AK? Or like, but
I was about to say that's
besides-
probably the dividing line for that is that fact that you have to be hardcore into guns, and it really pays off if you are. But if you're like, guys like you, it's like, what the fuck am I doing with my?
Yeah.
Where does even the scope go? Oh, I had to get a fucking mount. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, and some are like, oh, this is a rear mount, and so you're over there like looking on like the 50 different options along the it's not 50, it's like 7, but like the tons of
feels like
options on the
50.
top. You're like, okay, is this a rear mounted scope or a front mounted scope? Okay, does this gun even have like a rear mount or a? It gets crazy.
Sounds like it. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a game for me. So I'm not going to get near that because the gun stuff sounds too fucking complicated. I got upset with PUBG. So I imagine this is going to make me have a fucking aneurysm. So I'm not even going to get near it.
Well, I mean, you could just play the way we do, which is you just get a gun and then you're like,
This is my gun.
this is the gun.
Just throw shit on it until something works.
Yeah,
Fuck,
basically.
Where does the scope go?
Yeah,
God damn,
I died.
fucking
I might
backwards.
lose. I died. I might lose this gun. Well, what's this gun?
What does this do? Oh, cool.
Yeah. So that's the kind of approach that I'm trying to take because I know that I'll like if I spend too much time on it, I'll tank the whole experience for Matt if I'm just over here like trying to power level my gun by like looking up all the info on it and shit. But I
in your
mean,
lunch hour
besides
looking
that, the
The
gameplay is really
moment to
good.
moment gameplay is fun.
Yeah. It's really
Tense.
Yeah, it is really tense, and it controls like once you get like your sea legs in the game because it is a little bit different than other first-person shooters. It feels really satisfying, and I was able to get multiple kills. I mean, sure, most of them were scavs, but it's like, oh shit, I'm like killing things like that doesn't usually happen in games. And like,
Yeah, that happened with me with sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's like what made me really excited about the Black Ops Blackout thing was like I actually killed people. I'm like, oh, it's cool. But then I found out like this week or something that they basically cut down the megahertz signal or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah,
From
from like
60 to
60.
20.
Yeah.
Which introduces,
So I'm like,
I think the Reddit thread said like 30 milliseconds, 37 milliseconds of
what?
lag.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's like half a second.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was like super down to like try to buy it sometime this week, and then I heard that I'm like,
Zombies.
why? Yeah.
Zombies.
What?
Well, and zombies.
Yeah.
Buy it for zombies?
No, I was just saying, and it has zombies, so that's another reason.
Oh yeah. I never really played a whole lot of
Dude, zombies is fun.
zombies. Yeah, no,
It's fun
I
because
mean,
it's
I play with some
cooperative.
friends, but yeah.
Yeah,
I bet it's a lot better with co-op, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to go. There's so much more that you could talk about in Tarkov, so I'll skip that. But it's a fun game, and we'll probably be streaming it this week again. So probably I don't know, like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. So you might, if you popped in, you might be able to get like an idea as to whether or not you might even enjoy the game or not.
Perfect.
But yeah. I mean, we only wanted to. Well, Matt even only wanted to get it because we had seen somebody else play it.
Yeah, Dan Giesling.
So they kind of like, oh, okay, this seems cool. Otherwise, I don't think we were even going to get it originally. But besides Escape from Tarkov, we played Melee. I had a bad Melee day yesterday. Well, I guess lower than usual. We've been doing this new thing. There's this program that we use called Slippy that allows you to play the game, and then at the end of the match, it gives you all the stats for the match, which is really cool. So you can see like, how many times did I get an opening, or when I hit them, like did I get like a really cool combo, and and how many times did I wave dash, and like you can like self edit yourself really easily by just looking at the information, and being like, okay, I should probably change that or something.
Yeah.
And so we started at the end of our episodes doing like a set where we play like a best of 5 or sometimes a couple of best of 3s, and then we'll look at them and it saves like a replay in like a data file. So it literally runs another version of Dolphin and just replays the information.
Yeah, it saves all your inputs.
Which is
So
really wild.
yeah, so it just saves the inputs and then it, I don't know, puts the CPUs to do those inputs.
Yeah, and it most of the time runs really well. You can't unfortunately, it's not a video because it's literally running it. So you can't
Skip.
You can't skip or go back or something like that. You have to
At least
just
as far as
restart.
I know, I haven't really looked that much into it.
Maybe there's
there might be
options
a
for
way.
it. And there's something was going to say about it? Oh, and because they're data files, they're really small files. They're like megabytes. So it's like
Ow.
sick. Yeah.
It's crazy that Melee keeps adding more shit to it.
Yeah. Well, the
Because you don't
communities-
see that shit with like Street Fighter or anything like that. It's just fucking Melee. It's like, all right,
they're
we got a numbers
incredibly-
cruncher now.
Yeah.
Great.
They're incredibly prolific. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's super cool.
Yeah. And then today we had like a really competitive, well, much more competitive than yesterday at least, matches. So that was fun.
Nice.
But besides that, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
That's as much as I want to talk about, and we're already a bit into the podcast. Do we have any? Let's see here. What was the next thing on the list?
Games we played, and then
Let's talk about the horror game still.
no, we're not doing
Yeah.
that.
No, we're not doing
Are
that.
we? We're not doing that, are we?
We don't have to. I mean, there's some games on sale. Also, check the email that you have for Sony because they have a basically a $10 credit that I think most people should have access to. That you can add to your wallet.
I didn't get that
Um,
shit.
What?
Well,
I said I didn't get that shit. I checked
But you
when,
had to check.
when it.
Yeah,
What?
maybe check it again. I don't know.
So you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I got it because I'm a cool kid. So you know what I'm saying. No, but yeah. So check that out. You might have it, you might not. It gives you $10 credit for your PlayStation wallet. I guess. I mean, what games are on sale that we can even give a shit about?
Yeah. So PlayStation 4 right now has a horror game sale, and I mean, there's a couple of good games. They have where's the full list? Where's the full list?
That's at the bottom there.
Yeah, they have the Amnesia collection for $12.
Bloodborne, BioShock. That's not really horror.
Yeah.
Outlast 2
kind
is
of,
trash.
yeah.
Why is Hitman on here?
Yeah, who knows?
I
The,
mean,
the horror of having to take another human life. Oh.
Oh, in Street Fighter 5, everybody knows that that's a horror.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that can't even justify that one at all. Okay.
Until Dawn's good. Resident Evil 7's on there for $22.50.
Nice.
Resident Evil 4 is on there for $10.
Oh fuck, they got Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. That's fucking spooky as shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm telling you. The Witcher 3. Nothing says horror like killing monsters and being a badass. What?
Well, some
Why
of the
is this
monsters
called
kind
a
of
horror
fucked
list?
up. Yeah,
I mean, true.
like the whole Bloody Baron story, like the fucking
yeah.
thing that you find.
yeah.
It's fucking
yeah.
terrifying. It's like, oh, I have to take care of this. I don't want to though.
This thing.
Please. This monstrosity.
Yeah. So there's a sale going on. It's out until November 2nd. So it's
Nice.
And I don't know if they're going to
Oh.
change or add stuff to it. But
And you can get the whole Devil May Cry collection, and you can play that before Devil May Cry 5 comes out because everybody wants to go through all that. I mean,
Early 2000 jank.
Yeah, 3 and 4 were pretty good. I still need to finish 4 at some point, especially the special edition. Like allows you to play as 4 different characters, or 3 additional characters because normally you can play as Nero and Dante, but this one adds people from Devil May Cry 3. So that's kind of cool. Go for it. If not, I don't give a shit. Don't go for it. I'm not your mom.
And then just a quick kind of like, I guess, announcement. RimWorld, which was a game that was in early access for years, has officially finally made their first full release. They've left early access, and it's going for $35.
Yay!
So if you haven't gotten that, tried it and stopped playing, and then tried it again after a while and realized how different it was and stopped playing, maybe try playing it again. And if
It might be different.
yeah, it might be different. And if you have never played it before, it's basically a space simulation game, and you have to take care of people, and everyone has like their own personality, and
It's like a Dwarf Fortress light.
in space.
Also
Oh my
very
god!
light.
Also, much lighter than Dwarf Fortress. But yeah,
You guys played it, right? RimWorld?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
And we had 2 series. One where we played it early on, and then we stopped, and later on we played it again, and it was all different, just like how I said.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Backstory.
We took that from real life.
Oh my god.
Real
experience.
We only speak
Jinx.
the truth here.
But
Well.
Well,
Well,
so God of War.
yeah, let's talk about God of War.
yeah,
So we're gonna go ahead and have a little a discussion about God of War. Matt just recently beat it. I was there
For all of it.
for all of it, and Fiskake, you beat it like months ago. So there's going to be spoilers. So if you don't want to hear any God of War spoilers, if you've never played it and you've been just like waiting to and haven't yet, then
Fuck off.
Okay, well, we're not telling anybody to fuck off. We need,
I did.
Okay. Well,
Oh God.
okay.
Calm down, man.
But we literally beat it last night.
Yeah.
So, and the only things we have left to do are the Valkyries and Muspelheim and Niflheim. We've done everything else in the game, all the favors and
I
everything.
will not be doing those.
A little unfortunate because we were unable to get some of the best armor in the game, but it's just like you have to go through like incredible hoops to get to this stuff. That is just like
Yeah.
And like, why?
you've already beaten the game.
I've already beaten the game.
But let's start off. I wanted to ask you, Fiskcake. Did you want to talk about the overall journey, or did you want to talk about maybe like the main events, the ending? How much do you remember that you feel like was stood out that you wanted to mention?
I was going to say, it's been many moons ago that I played it, and I already have a memory problem. But I do enjoy the fact that you kind of only had like basically like one main arch nemesis throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
And like each time you fought him, it was pretty fucking sweet. It was always
so
like
cool.
fucking going through shit, like destroying everything. Which his name was, he was Balder, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Balder. Yeah,
Not Balder, that's right. I do enjoy how they kind of twisted the mythology with like how, like, the mistletoe arrow. Oh God.
Mhm.
And that was pretty fun. What else? I enjoyed the super quick twist at the very end of the game.
Oh, just the casual. Oh,
Yeah.
Loki.
Yeah, my mom, mom said I should be this name. Well, I like my name now better. Oh, cool, great.
Which means they technically didn't even really twist the ending. Well, the thing with Balder, because Loki was responsible for Balder being killed by the mistletoe. He didn't do it because he tricked Hother or whatever to do it.
You can just say another god. It's fine.
Yeah, he tricked someone else to do it, who was highly impressionable.
I
but,
can't remember how the
But
original
he was
story
responsible for Balder dying to the mistletoe. So, which is kind of cool because it's almost like a little bit of a in fact, there's clues all around. Like the mother's name is Faye, and the god who is Loki's mother, who was the Jotun, is named Lafay in the actual lore.
So you didn't know that.
Yeah, and so there's that whole thing, and then the fact that there's a bunch of that in there. They actually really did like a good job with following a lot of the main mythology. I did a ton of reading on it. Too much reading.
So much reading. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that, and can't wait to see how number 2 is going to be. Is it going to be God of War 2, or is it going to be God of War 2 2?
I don't know.
It's going to be God of War 2.
It's probably going to be God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, because
Maybe.
they're just, they
Yeah.
started talking about the Thimble winter or whatever, the 3 summers long winter. Did you go back to the house and see the scene with Thor?
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw that because I'm like, what the fuck do I do now with my life? Like, I can go check out this real quick scene. Okay. Many years later, everybody looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was a vision of the future.
So he would have envisioned himself as what he is now.
Yeah. So what was confusing about that is it makes it seem like you're like, oh, they slept for 3 years,
100 years.
Yeah, you're like, that's weird. But no, it was a dream or a vision of the future,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which the giants possess or whatever. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
How'd you like the ending boss fight? Because I remember you saying you had problems with it or something happened.
Was
Maybe
it
I'm
you who
thinking
said-
of somebody else.
The last Balder fight.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't think I really had a problem with it. I mean, maybe it kind of tripped me up because like had to go from like fire to ice to like really quickly. But
Yo, I sight read that bitch every time.
Yeah, there at the end he
Fire.
was switching almost every time he jumped, which got pretty crazy.
yeah, that was definitely a little tricky. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't think I had any problems. I mean, Maybe I did. I can have a problem with anything. I like to complain a lot. So
Well, because I remember we were playing it, and one of my favorite part of that whole fight is how in sync Atreus and Kratos are. Like,
yeah, that was really sick. Yeah.
they're not even telling each other to do things. They're just like doing it, and you're like, oh, he's shooting him here, and he's like doing that, and they're trading blows. It was cool.
I do remember the problem I had with the entire story was the huge heel turn that Atreus had after he figured out he was a god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
That was
it
like-
makes sense considering that
Barely.
he's Loki.
Well, yeah, I guess in hindsight, I mean, but still, it's like out of like
Out of the
180
blue.
degrees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he became an asshole.
Yeah, so
He like killed someone.
I was reading
Yeah.
online that it's because he doesn't have any memory of that. Because when you're in Niflheim or
Yeah, that's
whatever,
right, yeah.
he's like, I didn't kill that guy. I don't
Oh,
know what you're
Helheim.
talking- Helheim, yeah. He's like, I didn't do
Yeah.
that. Is that really me?
Yeah, that was.
So
Kinda,
people are thinking that it might be some type of split personality
Oh, because he
situation
has two
between
names.
he has
Maybe.
two, identities.
That makes sense.
That'll be something
But yeah,
cool.
that was crazy.
Yeah, that would be something cool that I would like them to, and I'm sure that if that is the case, that would be something that would happen in the second game. 'Cause
Oh,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm assuming
probably a
in the
lot.
second one, that it'll probably happen. Like it might even start with that initial Thor scene or something, because I don't see any reason why they would have the second game do too much during
Jump
this.
ahead.
Yeah, so a few years later, he's going to be older, and maybe that will happen, and so that'll be kind of cool. And makes me wonder if you're still going to play as Kratos, or if, based on what Kratos says at the end, which was, "Oh, this isn't my story. This is your story." Would you not play as Kratos? Like, I don't know. That would be weird.
I think
Yeah,
they
I
have
mean-
to have a whole nother another game to build it up.
Yeah, yeah, that might be the case too.
Yeah, because like on the murals or whatever, it shows like some shit killing him or something. But I mean,
Yeah, we saw
that
that.
means nothing.
Yeah,
As we can tell in this game, prophecies mean nothing.
well, that's true. But then at the same time, everything else on the wall was correct
So far.
so far.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so maybe that might be a central part in the next story, is because it shows him lying down and then Atreus standing up, and something's like some spirit thing is like, or snake or something's like entering him.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
weird.
entering him.
I only
Yeah.
got
But
a split second.
also,
look at
all
it.
the Norse mythology and stuff like that, they do cycles. So there's cycles, and then different things can happen to the same people in different cycles. It's like alternate dimensions, basically.
Mhm.
So this all timey-wimey bullshit.
Yeah, and the thing with Ragnarok is the whole world doesn't end; it just has like a restart, and certain gods die, and certain gods still live, and so it's, I guess, intended to be like, this is what happens, and this is how the world renews itself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would like there to be something about Ragnarok, and then have what happens after Ragnarok, because every single thing that's based off of Norse mythology, they're building up to a Ragnarok, and either like in the Marvel universe, it just happens and they stop it or something, or I guess they didn't really even stop it, but it happened, and then okay, that was it. It only destroyed Asgard. Spoilers if you hadn't seen
For
the
a
movie.
different movie.
Yeah, but like, everything's always building up to a Ragnarok, but you never. It's like, oh, that's not as interesting, but it would be cool because the thing with Kratos is it seems like he's timeless. He just keeps going.
Yeah, it's just a constant like a wrench in the cog or whatever. Just like constantly fucking shit up just by existing. Because that's like kind of exactly what it was for the first 3 God of Wars. It's like, oh, now I'm powerful. Oh God, I'm killing everybody. Nobody can stop me. I'm invincible. Oh God. Oh jeez.
Yeah. What did you? So did you see the Loki thing coming at all?
Not really. I mean, I was kind of like wondering, like, where's Loki? Where's all these other guys? I mean, Baldur's cool, but like I was watching the Super
I
Best
was
Friends
waiting for
play.
that the whole time as well.
Man, I was watching the Super Best Friends play the game, and they're like, who would be the perfect antagonist to Kratos? Loki, the god of mischief that's just constantly fucking shit up. And then you find out Loki's your son. It's like, oh, well, let's see how this goes. Oh, boy.
They do really they do a good job of like, oh, this is this what gods do? Do sons kill their fathers? He's like, we must be better. And you're like, well, I don't know.
Boy, don't say stupid
Boy.
shit.
Boy.
Boy.
Also, I mean, you probably, but like, did you have any worry about the decision to just outright kill Balder?
I mean, wasn't really a decision.
Well, yeah, we
but
didn't make a decision, but Kratos eventually
Yeah.
just decided, fuck it.
I mean, I
Well, he
kind of
was gonna
saw.
kill Freya.
Yeah, I kind of saw that coming because, like, Kratos like tired of people killing other people. It's like, well, I already killed 1,000 people with my hands. Might as well just stop this cycle. I didn't think she was gonna. I thought she was gonna kind of lose it afterwards, but I thought she was just gonna start like crying or just like mourning him or whatever. But she's like, no, you better not see me ever again because I'm gonna hunt you down to the ends of the fucking earth.
Her lines were like cool though. Like she like like all the words she used was like, damn girl.
It's like, damn,
I'm a little scared.
I mean, true, but like I'm like also fuck yourself, lady.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I saved your life. Number one. Number two. Fuck you. He was a horrible son. And number three, you're a selfish bitch.
Yeah.
All right. So none of this would have happened if you just let him not, didn't
Also,
make him immortal or whatever.
Why did she know that mistletoe was his weakness?
Yeah, that's
So why did she give what's his face the arrow? Oh,
yeah, we're good.
Why did she give Atreus?
She didn't.
Oh, okay.
He found him.
The dwarves did,
Oh yeah, the dwarves gave it to him,
and then she
was
took
like,
it away from
"Fuck it."
him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, we had a bit of a time in between when we played the game.
Months, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad we finished it though because I really
It's super
enjoyed it.
good. 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely easily. Yeah, no, that was her turn was like, oh okay, well, I guess we have another antagonist for the second one, but I mean, maybe we'll
doesn't
see
seem like
how
she'll be
her
a
story
problem.
plays out.
Honestly, like I don't feel like her power level is quite up there. I mean,
she brought a
has
giant back to
magic.
life.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
she
she has
has
to work through
magic.
other things though. It's like her
Yeah, she
actual
has-
power.
That's how everything works.
I was about to say, like, she will become a problem because she has actual magic, whereas Baldur was like super strong and invincible, which is a problem definitely. But like, you can like, it's Kratos can fight people who fight. That's no problem for him. It's usually people who can like do tricky stuff or like do magics is where he's like, oh, I can't just axe my way through that. Oh fuck, oh god.
I got you. Yeah, so I guess, yeah, I almost envision her as being like one of those types of encounters where you never, you don't really fight her, you fight the things that she does. Or,
Yeah.
And,
Well, yeah. What, you're going to fist fight a woman? What is this, 1920?
well, she's a god, maybe. All the Valkyries are women.
I mean,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
they're big
plus,
bird
Kratos.
creatures. Like, that is different.
Well, you're supposed to try to free them or something by killing them. I don't know.
I don't know, but they kicked my fucking ass every time.
Yeah, we never
I
defeated
tried
them.
They
one.
destroyed me.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close. Like,
Same.
that's how I was upset because we had some of the best armor. Everything's fully upgraded. I was like sitting on like 50 million hack silver.
Yeah, so much
Yeah.
hack silver.
All right. And then I had like 45K of the experience points, but I had already leveled everything. So, and then I roll up into this Valkyrie den. I'm like, I'm going to fuck your shit up, lady. Boom. 4 hits me. I'm like, no, all right. I'll come back later when I'm stronger.
Once
And then
do
I
the-
beat the game and I'm like, I'm not coming back unless there's DLC.
I wonder if they'll have DLC. I wonder.
Yeah,
I don't think they will.
there's enough content, honestly. Like the game's pretty jam packed.
Yes
Yeah.
and no.
It felt both open and empty. I guess that. Yeah.
I think the quests were a little on like the low side because you're kind of given like an open world, right? But you don't really have to explore that much, considering like all the stuff we did extra. We freed all the dragons.
Yeah.
We did a ton of shit that we didn't have to do.
Yeah, we got all the
Yeah.
dewdrops or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yggdrasil's do. We did like a bunch of we did all the favors,
Yeah, we did all the favors.
which is I think the favors probably take up like 35% of the game's storyline stuff. Is what it feels like because like the favors were like full parts.
Yeah. Well, they're about an hour and a half each.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really say 30. Because there's only like 10 maybe, if that. Maybe
Yeah.
less.
Oh, and then
Is that like
treasure
doing
map
the
stuff.
quest? Is that doing the quest for the dwarves or whatever?
Well, the quest for the dwarves and the treasure maps you find lead you to certain people, like these, like a lot of them, they're like spirits who left behind. Like, oh, my wife, blah blah blah. Can you find this item from her body or some shit? And then you have to go like into an area and you find a bunch of Draugr, and you there's probably a troll in there, you know, the usual.
Dude, I had the troll meta on lock.
Dude, honestly, when a troll came out, it was no longer like, oh shit. It's like, sick.
Oh, sick! I'm about to ride this troll.
Yeah.
Like the
I can't
big
remember what I did with him, but yeah.
armored boys. I'm like, I just go Spartan Rage on them. I'm like, I'm not fucking with your shit.
Oh, the ice guys with all the armor, and then they have the huge sword or whatever.
They gave me a lot of problems, but the troll, I was like, it's Christmas. It's Christmas because they're so easy.
Yeah, just fucking punch them a lot, then fucking ride them.
I think one of the coolest things about the game, in my opinion, is they hide the fact that you're going to get the chaos blades.
Yeah.
So well. I knew that we were going to get them because, like I said, I was research boy, so I was looking up like armor sets and like, you know, oh well, where's this or you know, what's the best way to get that, and how do we get armor sets with more luck, because luck is really good. And I think that's probably part of the reason why we had everything leveled up before the second time we went to the mountain. It felt like
we had maxed everything out like on the axe way early.
Shit.
Yeah, and so for a while there was nothing to level up. And so like I already knew about like the chaos blades, and I didn't want to spoil it for Matt.
I thought we got a spear.
Yeah, Matt.
So the chaos blades, I was like, oh my god, it's like God of War, the earlier ones.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
But I really oh no.
Sick.
I had like a legit point, so I really want to.
So jovial. All right, yeah.
Well, what if Fiskate never comes back?
He's set to away.
Oh no. Well, okay.
Oh, there we go. Saved.
Hey,
well, that time it lasted 40 minutes, so that's better.
New record.
But yeah, the main point I wanted to make with the fact that they waited for the Chaos Blades is they set up these really cool scenarios where earlier on they're like teaching you about the different fighting styles, and one of the things that they teach you is when you go up against the ice people, your axe is ineffective. Well, ineffective, so you have to punch them, right? And so that's part of teaching you about the fist fighting things and how you can raise the thing and get the quick kill or whatever on them, the quick time event kill.
Yeah,
and
just remember.
But then later on, when you get the Chaos Blades, there's another layer on top of it. Was like, oh yeah, these work against the ice people now, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. And there's like this whole other layer of playability that comes in that I thought was really well done. And it also like refreshes the whole game. Like you get there, like, oh yeah, my axe is like super powerful. This seems early, and then you're like, oh shit, I have a whole nother weapon I can upgrade. And this is nice.
Can't wait. Oh god.
Did you? Actually, likely you didn't run into this, but one of the things that I found in my research is there's this hidden item, and it turned out to be like, right? I mean, it was good.
Like I said, we had maxed everything out.
Yeah, so like
where you go to the one place and you look at everything, like side left. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I found on Reddit because I was looking up shit too. I'm like, oh, here's a hidden treasure. I'm like, oh. Although it did take me like a half hour to do it because I wasn't in the right spot.
Spencer
for some reason
fucking up the directions.
Well, okay. In my defense, the people who figured it out, it did take them a long time to do it. We did it in like 15 minutes. So
could have done it in the first try. If someone had read the instructions,
I read the instructions correctly about half the time. But the way they were written initially, it was like it was in a paragraph. The first version I got, and so I went to a different version that had them just listed out, and that was so much better. But the problem is, none of them, like, hardly any of them mentioned like the bell and stuff like that, which confused us. But go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, half my problem was like, I just was not in the right spot for some reason. Like I said, go to the middle here. I'm like, okay, now look at these things. Fucked it up a couple times. Like, okay, where's my shit?
Yeah.
I go a little further and like, oh, you have to be in the exact right position. I'm like, what the fuck? The middle is the fucking middle. I'm in the most middle I can fucking be in.
Yeah.
Oh, is middle back? Okay, great.
Yeah, because you have to look at the circle.
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to see the middle of the circle.
I probably entered Muspelheim about
went back
the
to the
10
door?
times to just reset the
situation.
the situation. Because it kind of saves what you're doing. Because we fucked up a couple of the instructions. We're like, well, we'll just keep doing it. And we're like halfway through the second part of the instructions, and we hear dong,
which is telling you that you're
done with the first part of the instructions. We're like, all right, well,
like, shit.
this is weird. I guess I gotta open this door and walk back through.
Yeah, we could have saved so much time if the first thing I looked up mentioned that there was a dong at all. Because literally, it's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna hear a gong, and this is letting you know that you're on the right track. Don't let it don't stop. Keep going.
Yeah.
Right. And so the first time we hear it, like, wait, what's that? And then we watched the video, and then it wasn't super clear, but we heard 2 gongs. I'm like, why are there 2 gongs? And then finally the other one's like, oh yeah, it's just to let you know you're halfway through. I was like, oh fuck, okay.
Great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But then the item you get is like it's okay. You know, it like gives you stats to everything, but it's not quite as high as the stats that you were wanting.
Yeah. I was rocking Thor's thingy, does lightning. Bump that bitch up to level 6.
You have to go to
I
Thor's
couldn't-
statue and get it, but
I can't even tell you what I had. I'd spent so long.
do you remember
Many moons ago.
So many moons.
If you had like any special armor stuff? Because I think the one we ended the game on was Brock's dwarven armor.
I think it was that. I think I got like one gem that basically gave you like +2 or 3 to everything or something like that.
Yeah,
that was like one of the gems I had, but I can't remember.
Yeah, we were working our way towards. There's this whole thing about there being like a kind of an infinity gauntlet in the game, where you get a talisman.
Yeah.
And then like,
I didn't
but
do it.
you have to do so much late game stuff.
Well, it's just like you got to do the trials. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking do the trials.
And the trials are long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the 100-man trial. I was like, this sucks.
Because they didn't give you
I
100
don't
minutes at once. They like trickled them out like 4 at a time.
Yeah. And it took like 40 minutes.
It took
I
a
was
while.
like,
And it
Jesus.
wasn't even that challenging, to be honest.
No, it was just boring.
And this guy's like,
Yeah.
play super defensively because you're going to be low on health. And Matt's like, nah.
No,
I'm
I'm
just gonna
good,
kill
bro.
him.
Alright.
I mean, basically, once we found out about the whole chain whip, blow him up move, that was basically it for him. You could,
remember that.
you
I
could
don't-
like use the scorpion, like the get over here move, and there's
Oh,
an
yeah.
upgrade where you can like whip it and then it makes him explode.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And it was
I
just
got
high
it.
damage. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
But
We should
yeah,
probably
I mean,
wrap-
Yeah, we're rapping.
yeah, we
because
should probably wrap it
yeah.
up. But
don't want to lose connection again.
right, God of War, good game. Matt said it was
Hmm.
like a 9 out of 10 for him. I mean, what do you think as far as a score?
Well, I mean, I would say it's a really great game. Yeah, I'd probably agree with that. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I don't know.
Yeah,
Sick.
I really enjoyed the story and the way they went about it.
Oh,
But
yeah.
we're gonna.
Story's-
Yes, the story's amazing. We're gonna go ahead and call it a podcast though. Fizzcake, why don't you tell people where they can find you and what you're doing?
You can find me on twitch.tv/fistcake. Hopefully,
Where he
this week.
disconnects every 10 minutes.
I was about to say I'm gonna have to work on internet stuff all day tomorrow. I can't wait for that. See how that works out. If not, I will also be doing YouTube stuff. I got YouTube going on. youtube.com/c/fistcake, I believe. Check me out there. I'm on Twitter @thefistcake, where I tweet about stuff sometimes. The hottest of takes. Well, not usually, but it's whatever.
They could be.
They could be really hot takes sometimes.
He might
Most
say
of the time, they're not.
Red Dead Redemption 2 might suck.
I could say that.
Yeah, he
I'll
could.
just do it right now. Oh God, dude.
Oh, shit. He doesn't even give a fuck.
Not a single one. No fucks given. But that's it for me. Where can people find you two?
So you can find us at on YouTube and on Twitch at the same place, Neanderthal Gaming TV. Well, I guess with the same name. You can follow us on Twitter at Neanderthal GTV. Most of what we play on stream ends up making its way over to YouTube in episodic formats, and we stream just about every day. On the weekends, it's in the mornings, and during the weekdays, it's at night Pacific time. But as far as Content Complete specific information, you can follow us on Twitter at ConcomCast. You can send us ideas and suggestions to contentcompletecast@gmail.com. The podcast goes live at 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sundays. And on twitch.tv/concomcast and twitch.tv/Neanderthal Gaming TV. All episodes are available on YouTube, and the audio-only version is available on your favorite podcasting app, and both are released on Mondays. So we stream on Sundays, and then the very next day, they are released and available to the public. Any last words, guys?
Yeah, both the last episode and this episode should be up tomorrow.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
look out for that.
the audio only version because obviously Peacecake was moving, so some stuff had to get pushed out of the way. But
Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Bye.
Updating content.